459, take him out by any means necessary, including deadly force.
I told him, I said, take him out.
I heard.
Damn, I don't give a shit.
It wasn't long after that. I heard shots fired, shots fired.
They said, we're ramming. I said, don't ram him, shoot him. That shit. They gonna turn my cars up. They don't think I'll give the damn water to kill that motherfucker. They full of shit. Take him out. I'm throwing the damn end wrong in the damn county. I love this shit. God, I tell you what, I thrive.
Welcome back to Legal Dissent, where we evaluate your constitutional rights before they're taken away. Odie Shoup was the sheriff of White County, Tennessee until he decided to not run for re-election in 2018. A large part of this was due to the amount of lawsuits that his department was facing, alleging excessive force, illegal searches, and other even more devious claims. On April 13th, 2017, Michael Dial was on his way home from visiting a flea market in DeKalb County. Local law enforcement discovered that he was driving with a suspended license and attempted to pull him over. Dial refused to stop and continued driving on the highway at speeds of 50 miles per hour or less. As he approached the county border, DeKalb County law enforcement stopped pursuing so that White County sheriff deputies and other local law enforcement could continue the chase.
I'm going to be initiating pursuit this time. I believe this trailer has lost the wheel, 10-4-7-2-6.
City officer, see if you can slow down a little bit.
Deputy 3, y'all back out on the highway yet?
10-4, he's fixing to ram the city officer here. We've got him boxed in.
County units, what direction you headed?
He's hitting 111, guys. He's got the city officer here on the side.
Slide of the patrol car up here, he's hit the slide, he's in the median, I'll check on him. Three, y'all still northbound? I'm gonna get back down here, Burgess Falls, and get the steps out there for you.
County units, he's fixing to lose his trailer. Watch out.
Central, one officer got hit. I'm gonna go check on them.
Yeah, keep the radio free. Central, be advised. Lanny's car's down. He just hit him here on the side.
73 is out of service, 1708.
Central, he's hit him again.
Y'all still heading northbound?
10-4, get a hold of 59 Central, see if we can do something to get this maniac off here.
This area including deadly force.
10-9.
Code 59, use deadly force if necessary. Take this subject out by any means necessary.
10-4, Central, be advised, I'm fixing to ram him here.
86, what's your point?
Coming up on Burgess Falls.
Coming up on Burgess Falls. Missouri 30 Central, cars 10-7 here on the median. Cars 10-7 here at Spring Street. Declared you need EMS. Yeah, 10-50, I'm full forward. Go ahead and take care of everything else there. I'm full forward. I'll get in contact with Lieutenant Grashford. We're losing debris. County units, Code 59, do not ram this subject. If you need to, get up and use your shotgun and end this pursuit.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
4 times there. It's from my car to 10. Yeah, commission. I'm 10-7.
Central, we've done rammed him and we got shots fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired. 17-10.
Let me see your hand! Let me see your hand! this. Subject has sustained gunshots.
One of the deputies in pursuit was Reserve Deputy Adam West, who was pursuing in his personal pickup truck and pulled his gun out as soon as the sheriff gave the order to use deadly force.
Take him out by any means necessary, including deadly force. Per 59, use deadly force if necessary. Take this subject out by any means necessary. Central Bed 5, I'm fixing the ring in here. 86, what's your point?
Coming up on Burgess Falls.
33 section, cars 10-7 here on Lincoln. Cars 10-7 here at Spring Street. Including you need EMS. Yeah, I'm code 4, go ahead, picture everything else there. I'm code 4, code 4. I'll get in contact with Lieutenant Grashford.
We're losing debris.
County 8, per 59, do not land this.
Get on the ground! He's dead! He's dead! Central, get in back, please. Subject has sustained gunshots.
Michael Dial was dead. He was unarmed, and the original crime was driving with a suspended license. He absolutely should not have been driving, and he should have pulled over when the officers activated their lights. There is no excusing those terrible decisions that he made that put other people at risk and ultimately cost him his life. That being said, there were some concerning actions and decisions made by law enforcement as well. Sheriff Shoup arrived on scene after the shooting and began consoling Deputy West, who fired the fatal bullet.
Hey, Adam, you're good. You call your wife, tell them you're all right. You don't have to worry about this. I made the decision. You don't have to worry about it. I took that away from y'all. You don't have to worry about nothing. Everything's cool. You done just exactly right. Hey. Hey, God.
You done the right thing. I told you that.
I love you.
I told you done the right thing.
I tell you. I'm glad. Hey, you done the right thing. You kept somebody from getting killed. This fool was crazy. Call your wife first. Tell her everything good. I made that decision. You don't have to worry about nothing.
You got your phone with you? Are you? You don't have to be scared, brother. I know it's natural, but you don't have to.
It's natural. Hang in there. You tough. I know you didn't want to do it.
Did you see what he did? Tried to kill Wayne right
Hey,
here.
that's all right. Hey, we're good. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that. And I ain't worried about this at all. You just hang in there and call your wife, okay?
Yeah.
Can I get my phone?
Yeah.
After this conversation, the sheriff gets into a car with another deputy who accidentally left his body cam running in the back seat of the car.
I told him, I said, take him out.
I heard.
Damn, I don't give a shit.
It wasn't long after that. I heard shots fired. Shots fired.
They said, we'll ram him. I said, don't ram him, shoot him. Fuck that shit. I ain't gonna tear my cars up. But I got 2 cars tore up again.
I know.
Yeah, the old boy lives there in that trailer. That old boy right there lives right across the road, that I whooped. And me and John and them had that trouble at the jail. That's him. Well, he's tore our cars all to hell. He tried to kill them. I'm telling you, you'll see the city car. He's right up on the back window with that truck. Yep. Yeah, well, right now, we don't know if Charlie shot him or if Adam, but it looks like Adam shot him. But Adams took it hard. He talks that big shit. Now he's in the big league. You know, if he can't take it, he needs to get out. But anyway, we'll be right there in just a few minutes. Just have it for me, okay? Love you. Bye. I'm gonna tell you something, God. If they don't think I'll give the damn water to kill that motherfucker, they full of shit. Take him out. I'm here on the damn end, wrong end of the damn county out here.
Use deadly force.
Shit.
I heard. Like I say, I was fixing to mow on my radio. I hadn't turned it off, and I got to listen to it. And I thought, well, they were going across the highway there, but wouldn't let me know good. I had the spike strips, and they went back down on the spring.
Hurt my hand getting out of the car. Hell, I was using Stale's car, and we was going through the meter run about 90.
Oh, so Stale dropped you off?
Yeah, well, I got out and let her go on home. That's why I got to get my car. I love this shit, God. I tell you what, I thrive on it.
Sheriff Shoup thrives on giving the order to kill someone. He laughs about the death of a person. Even though he thinks he knows who his deputy just killed, he's wrong. The White County Sheriff's Department had no idea who they were chasing or why.
Subject has sustained gunshots.
They discovered the driver had been shot, then immediately questioned who he was.
Who is this? Anybody know who he is? No. All right, let's get him out of here, Quinn. Jason Kirby. Okay.
They quickly identify him as Jason Kirby. Kirby's mom, Pat Randolph, soon learned on social media that her son was dead.
It was terrible. It was a nightmare, my son was dead, I just couldn't handle it.
Randolph immediately left for the hospital, but drove up on the shooting scene. That's where White County Sheriff Odie Shoup told her in person that her son was dead.
He just said it like, well, your son's dead. That's it. He shot at us and we had to take him out. No concern, no, nothing.
But an investigation would later reveal the driver did not shoot at officers, and in fact, didn't even have a gun. Sheriff Shoup told Randolph to go on to the hospital, where even there, she says they confirmed it was her son who was killed.
Yeah, it makes me mad. Makes me really mad.
But incredibly, it turns out Jason Kirby was not dead. He was alive and working, away from his phone. He did not realize his entire family thought he'd been killed. He finally saw his mom that evening.
I went in and hugged her, and told her, I'm all right, I love you. And she just cried for like, hours.
The incompetence of this department is mind-boggling. But wait, there's more. The reserve deputy, Adam West, who shot and killed Michael Dial, had a troubled past even before joining law enforcement.
Sheriff, we've been trying to reach you with some important questions. White County Sheriff Odie Shoup did not want to talk. He referred us to his lawyer when we came to question him about his promotion of Reserve Deputy Adam West. West was involved in the deadly chase of Michael Dial last April. Do you do background checks on the deputies that you hire? The sheriff never required West to fill out a standard job application, one that asked about his criminal history, including past arrests.
Go ahead and get the tape.
Despite that, West was promoted to full-time deputy in January. Why did you send Adam West to the Law Enforcement Academy when he hadn't filled out a job application? Almost 3 weeks after we began asking for a copy of his application, West finally filled one out. But the application seems to raise more questions than it answers, including why West failed to disclose his previous arrests. Page 10 asks applicants to list all instances in which you were arrested, charged, or received a notice to appear for any criminal violation. West left that section blank. But we found in 2006, Metro Police arrested West for assault after he punched someone in the mouth, knocking out 2 teeth. West was booked, but the charges were later dropped. And in 1995, West was arrested after being indicted for the burglary and theft of a Cookeville gas station where he once worked. But charges were later dropped after he gave the money back. His co-defendant was convicted of a felony. Not long after that, West had to serve 2 days in jail after being cited twice for reckless driving. One was related to drag racing. And in 1997, he was arrested by a Putnam County deputy after failing to appear in traffic court. He was given a 10-day suspended sentence. But when asked if he'd ever been fingerprinted by law enforcement for any reason, he again failed to list his past arrests, including his 2006 arrest for assault, where he was clearly fingerprinted when he was booked. And when asked if his license had ever been suspended, West answered no. even though we found his license was suspended in 1996 for a careless driving citation in Pigeon Forge. We also found he lied on his application to the Law Enforcement Academy at Walters State. He was asked directly if he'd ever been convicted, charged, or arrested. West again simply checked no.
The mother of Jason Kirby sued the sheriff and the county for intentional infliction of emotional distress, for telling her that her son was the one killed by law enforcement and not Michael Dial. The trial court threw out the case, holding that Sheriff Shoup was covered under qualified immunity. She appealed this ruling and the appellate court affirmed that judgment. The wife of Michael Dial also sued the sheriff and the county for excessive force used in the death of her husband. The appellate court held that Deputy West and Sheriff Shoup were also covered under the doctrine of qualified immunity and dismissed the suits against them as individuals. However, the case against the Sheriff's Department and the county continued on until it was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount of money. This is just one story of Sheriff Odie Shoup and the corruption that he oversaw within his department. Next week, I'll show you yet another example of how this public servant worked with a judge to haunt the lives of inmates in the county jail forever. What do you think? Did the sheriff behave appropriately and competently? Was a car chase maxing out at 50 miles per hour worth shooting at an unarmed man? Let us know in the comments below. And remember that no matter who you are, you have value and you have rights. Do not be afraid to use them, and we'll see you next time right here on Legal Dissent.